going to start telling some of my truths in metaphor, and I'm just pioneering some ideas in a new series, something that came to me. So welcome back to the first episode of Story Time with Matt, and I'm not sure how this story is going to pan out, but anyway, I was hoping to do it in one take, but just because this is a test run, it might go a bit sideways and then back on track again. But anyway, I've got a whole lifetime of experience, not just living and shopping and eating, but in the spiritual realms and psychology, and also had an engineering background in electronics, so I know a little bit about how the universe spins and how things work. So I don't know how to share it with you. There's so much goes on in the mind that I could share with you, just hours and hours and hours of information, and you still wouldn't learn it all if you came and sat in a workshop with me. So I'm going to start telling some of my truths in metaphor through stories, and I thought it might be fun just to start a new playlist, a new series called Story Time with Matt. So this is the first one. Right, so the first story was something my neighbour's son, something that happened to my neighbour's son, and he had a rough home life. His mum had multiple partners and she used to abuse him and punch him in the face and things like that, and then he eventually turned violent, started stealing things, stealing cars, and got in trouble with the police and that kind of thing. By the time he was 16, he was living rough, sleeping in hedges and train stations in the winter, got in a lot of trouble with the police and that kind of thing. Anyway, he told me a story once when he was about 18, 19, and he said he got mugged on the way home. So he got mugged one night when he was going home, and he said 3 guys jumped him and demanded his phone off him, and he refused because he was a Jack the Lad and he was always fighting and that anyway. And he said one of them punched him from behind and knocked him over, and then 3 of them were setting about him and had the better of him. And he said he remembered thinking about something that I told him, and I told him that when he gets into trouble, first thing to do is ask God for help. And he said he was on the floor getting a beating, and all he could think about was asking God for help. And he said it didn't help at all until he stood up and started fighting back. And he said as soon as he started fighting back, they all lost their bottle and ran off. Well, that's the thing about bullies, isn't it? The flip side of the bully is a coward, and if you confront them, then it brings up their fear and they don't want to be a bully any longer. Well, it made me laugh, and I'll tell you why it made me laugh, because I could just see God calling down to him going, "Fight back, son, fight back." He's asking God for help and God's going, "Fight back, what do I do?" So when we're in these situations and we things seem to be overwhelming us and hitting us from all sides, and we don't know what to do, that's the moral of this story. Fight back. To fight back. And that doesn't necessarily mean fight back with violence, although that was the moral of the story. But it could be fighting back by taking action, or just not taking action if someone demands that you do something, or fighting back in terms of affirming your truth and just not allowing yourself to be abused all the time. And fighting back doesn't necessarily mean it should be physical fighting, although that's, if you manifest that kind of situation for yourself, you may need to fight your way out of it, just to reinforce those beliefs that you created in your own mind. Fighting back could also be calling for help, which is also why I told him, ask God for help. Well, when you ask God for help, you're not necessarily asking God for help directly. It might be asking for some force or some agency outside of yourself for help, and that would involve confronting your own fears. But when you heal the fear, you also heal the problem, because the problem is always some symptom of fear. So I just wanted to add that to avoid some confusion, so everyone doesn't go out fighting each other or fighting the government or things like that, but fight back, stand up for yourself, ask God for help, and stand on your space and heal your fear. Anyway, if you enjoyed this story and it had value for you, I'll make more of them, but you've got to start liking my videos and sharing them, because I'm getting 20 or 30 views per video despite having 5,000 subscribers, and the subscriber count is going down despite me making videos every week. And I think the term is shadow banning, but I can't get YouTube to admit to it. So anyway, please subscribe, like this video and share it, and I'll try and add some nice background music and make it a nice fireside story. Moral of the story is, while you're doing nothing and you've got a problem or you're getting abuse, you could be asking for help and you'll think help isn't showing up. But as soon as you take action, as soon as you embrace your purpose, as soon as you confront your fears and heal your fears, that's when your power shows up. That's when you'll know God. That's what I'll call the title. Just wondering if the lighting's good in here. If I turn the big light out, if it's better or worse. There's not enough light in here if I do that. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Fighting back. I had the idea. Now I've just gone no mind again. Right, see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. So the moral of the story is, right, that's my little video. Thanks very much for watching. But